March, we realised there was a lot of backpackers in our area who may need to go home.
Yes, it was hard to find somewhere to live because most all farmers don't want some stranger in the farm because they were afraid about the virus.
So we basically saw Vanessa's post, saw that she was in a bad situation, and I just said, we can help, we're here if you want. She messaged us and it just went from there.
They're in Australia and they're therefore under our government's responsibility.
Vanessa Pitt is just one of the 119,266 backpackers who remain in Australia. She's living with a family in Darwin, a small city of 132,000 people on a tropical beach in the remote north of Australia. Vanessa is originally from a small town in France and travelled to Australia to improve her English and see more of the world.
It was a joke because my friend said me, I will go on Australia for a holiday. Do you want to come? And I say, yes, why not?
After struggling to find a place to live when the coronavirus took hold, she turned to a Facebook group called Adopt a Backpacker, where she found a generous Australian family who took her up as an au pair in exchange for room and board.
Naturally, as a mum of 4 kids, you've got to be wary about who you invite into your home, but we felt pretty confident that Vanessa was capable and someone that was trustworthy, and she had other references from au pairing jobs that she'd done around here before as well.
Stacey and her family are also travellers, perhaps inspiring their compassion for Vanessa.
I'm a nurse, Simon's a truck driver. We spent the last couple of years just basically working our butts off and saving to be able to go on a trip around Australia. Does Vanessa get along with you? Yeah? What does she do with you?
Play.
Play? Yeah? Yeah, she plays really well with the kids. She's taught the kids how to play the harp. She's a music teacher in France, so they've been loving that. And she's got like a little goodie bag of toys and things, doesn't she, to keep you occupied. Yeah, she's fantastic.
Vanessa taught me because she's a very good music teacher and I learnt it from this book she showed me.
Like most places around the world, fear took hold abruptly in Australia.
Four more Australians, have been diagnosed with the coronavirus.
Yes, a lot of people that I know get back in Europe because they were worried about the virus and the money to stay here and the place to stay here, and a lot of them choose to go in Europe.
The vastness of Australia means there's no shortage of land, but communities in remote areas have limited access to public services. Some smaller communities call for backpackers to go home. Ian Earle is the president of the Margaret River Augusta Shire, 200 kilometres south of Western Australia's capital Perth.
Our hospitals are very limited in Augusta and in Margaret River. We don't have any critical care beds. The nearest is over 100 kilometres away, and we didn't want to be overwhelmed.
However, understandably, the fear occasionally turned bitter.
We experienced that a little bit when we put a post on Facebook, just asking where we could go around here in Darwin. We were told to go back to where we came from because, we're the carriers of it and things like that.
This was confronting for backpackers James and Alice, who have now returned to the UK.
Australians were being really nice to us and like, oh, it sucks that you're going to have to go home and all this, that and the other. But there was also quite a lot of hostility towards backpackers and travellers in general, particularly like sort of through Facebook groups and stuff, where there's lots of Facebook groups for finding backpacker jobs and all this, that and the other. And then you just get these people on there like, you know, they obviously were Australians, and they'd just be like, oh, just go home, we don't want you here, blah, 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 blah. Why are you even posting on here looking for a job? You know you're not going to get anything, and just generally not being very nice.
Alice had dreamed of travelling around Australia in a van since she was just a little girl. James had spent every pound he'd made in a tin soup factory in the UK to come to Australia.
How did it feel to go home?
It's heartbreaking, to be honest. Don't know about you.
Really, just...
Your attention please, ladies and gentlemen. Emirates is currently carrying the following passenger.
Index finger.
I can't see, my eyes are like there's 4 of them.
In Australia, backpackers make an important contribution to our economy. According to Tourism Research Australia, they spend around $2.6 billion annually, filling jobs in our agricultural, hospitality and caring sectors.
In horticulture, they rely on working holiday makers, among other temporary workers, to pick and pack fruit and vegetables. And the horticulture industry claims, and in fact our research has shown, that they do rely very heavily on working holiday makers in some regions. What's changed under COVID-19 is that many of the jobs which working holiday makers might otherwise have been involved in have disappeared as a result of the economy slowing down.
Professor Alex Riley said there are concerns that if we don't show compassion towards backpackers during this unprecedented time, we could damage our reputation globally.
And those who are in Australia under various visa arrangements, they're obviously not held here compulsorily. If they're not in a position to be able to support themselves, then there is the alternative for them to return to their home countries.
But the government's position would be, when you came here, it's a bit of a contract. You come here to work and have a holiday, but you bring your own resources.
It certainly would have been nice to have some funding from the state or federal government, but I guess that they were more concerned about looking after all the Australians that are in a fair bit of bother financially and otherwise. I think a lot of people have actually stayed in Australia, and quite a few of them had their parents telling them that this was a better place for them than to go home, because we seem to have done so much better than a lot of the rest of the world.
The Australian government has been unable to respond to calls to support backpackers. However, backpackers and locals have banded together, a testament to the compassionate and proactive spirits of those involved.
Some of the people are staying in the camping grounds or have found accommodation down here. There's some few community groups who are trying to look after the backpackers as well, and they've done a great job. Council has supported them with some funding.
Stacey and her husband Simon have opened their home to Vanessa, giving her a place to live, and in exchange, Vanessa cares for the children. They found Vanessa through a Facebook page called Adopt a Backpacker. It was started by a group of enterprising young backpackers.
Yeah, we have a team of around 10 people. Most of them are also backpackers.
The group was created as a response to the COVID-19 pandemic. There's a page for every Australian state. Collectively, it boasts 11,367 members.
Yeah, Adopt a Backpacker is a platform that helps backpackers to get in touch with the locals, and for locals to help the backpackers with the accommodation, or maybe with a job, or with showing them around.
We thought it was a really good initiative, and we sort of wanted to give back when we were in the position to during the pandemic.
But I think because of Adopt a Backpacker now, a lot of backpackers are still here.
One day they can stay 1 month or all her family in my home, because of course I was stuck here, and they were so generous and they give me everything, and with the smile, and they bring me on camping, so it was just a dream for me. Yes, of course, I was lucky, and I was lucky to be in this family.
He doesn't know how to play. He doesn't know.
Yes, but
He's
he
gonna
can hold my
Yes.
cards.
I've got all the good cards.
You want keep and I will play? Here we are kind of free on this strange time. First I was a little bit uncomfortable because they give me all the thing and they were so kind with me. So I try to help them with dishes and cleaning and make some food. I cook crepe and tonight I will cook quiche.
Backpackers are required to do a certain amount of farm work as a condition of their visas, so Vanessa has had to say goodbye.
Just found the work. I'm supposed to go tomorrow, but it will be an unpaid work. It's just for extend my visa. Yes, I leave Stacy family, and I was so sad because they were so good and kind for me, and they are awesome people.